this knowledge. Now, along with the Dunning-Kruger effect, we have to understand, so the people I'm talking to may lack key knowledge that I have. On the other hand, sometimes you're talking to groups of people who know exactly what you're talking about. If I dumb a presentation down too much in the wrong situation, it's also going to have a negative effect. There was a great physics professor in the United States, and I constantly forget the guy's name. I'll try to get it for you. He was a very influential professor in addition to being an influential physicist. But one of the things he said is, to show you understand the principle in physics, you should be able to explain it to a child. If you can't explain it to a child, you don't really understand. He's talking about an intellectual exercise, because if he's talking to physicists about the same principle, and this guy's in films from the 50s, actual films, not videos. He's in films of lectures from the 50s. If he's lecturing to us, the way he describes the same phenomenon is different than if he's lecturing to physics students. So, and you have to take that into account. The physics students are much more informed than we are about the topic that he's teaching. For us, we see the way the universe works, but we don't know how to describe it. We don't know the equations, right? With probably a few exceptions. So a key point is to not use jargon to explain your ideas. And my example for this is a terrible one about doctors. Doctors sometimes don't understand that we don't know what disease names mean, or we don't know what a technical word in medicine is. And you see doctors saying, I gave the man a terminal diagnosis and he left my office happy. He didn't understand he got a terminal diagnosis. The communication wasn't effective. So just remember, we've got some little psychological, like built into us, we have psychological problems. Another workshop will get into more things: cognitive dissonance, the backfire effect, confirmation bias. But there's a set of things sometimes that prevent us from communicating with people that we have to try to understand and kind of build into our communication techniques. Come on.
So now this guy, I love him. This is Dan Pink, okay? If you don't know him, he's the responsible for the pitch of Pixar, one of the biggest studio of films, okay? And he brings new information about what pitch is. And he brings us that a pitch isn't an attempt to convert. It's an invitation to collaborate. You need to show your product, to show your service, to show what you want to introduce to the other person, but not with the attempt to say, oh, take this with you. No, come with me and let's us learn together, let's work together. And if you like it, you are going to buy my product, you are going to have me with you. As sometimes I participate a lot to groups of entrepreneurs, and we need to make some pitches to explain about our business in 30 minutes sometimes, 30 seconds sometimes. 30 minutes is a long time. And we need to be prepared to do that. Then, for me, a pitch is not a challenge anymore, but it was in the past. There is a group for entrepreneurs called BNI, and this was the first group I participated. I tried to participate, and they had a very fast pitch. It was only 30 seconds. The groups I go now, I have about 1 minute to say something. And then, so here we have some examples of the pitches he talks about, but Before it, I'd like to show you a very short video of him. He's speaking about the model of pitch he uses on Pixar, okay? Just a moment.
Turn off YouTube.